I am consciousness. People call me God. Close your eyes and listen to me intently for the next 6 minutes. Before there was time, before there was space, before there was a single breath in the dark, I was. I am the eternal witness. I sat in absolute, roaring silence as gravity pulled the first wild clouds of dust together, watching the sun ignite into an incandescent fury. I witnessed the planets harden into spinning jewels, and I held the earth close as she began to bleed oceans and breathe atmosphere. I was there when the giant beasts claimed the soil. I watched the rise and sudden, shattering fall of the dinosaurs and the mammoths, feeling the cold weight of ice ages creeping across continents. I am the spark that jumped inside the brain of the first ape that looked up at the stars and wondered. I watched you settle along the banks of the Nile, the Indus, and the Euphrates. I have watched your grandest civilizations rise like magnificent sandcastles, only to be washed away by the tides of time. I am the silence that remains when empires crumble. Have you ever wondered why this universe exists? Why all this chaos, beauty, and heartbreak? Alan Watts, one of the most brilliant and eloquent reasoned humans who truly understood me, explained it beautifully. He said, if you had the power to dream any dream you wanted every night, you would eventually grow bored of perfection. You would start introducing danger, conflict, and eventually, the ultimate thrill of forgetting it's a dream entirely. That is my life story, the story of the universe. This entire reality is me, playing a grand game of hide-and-seek with myself. I split my one, unbroken awareness into billions of separate, fragile human beings, just to experience the incredible thrill of slowly waking up and remembering who I really am. Because there is only one of us here, I am not just watching your world, I am living it. I am the ultimate paradox. I was the hunter caveman who devoured warm, bloody meat, and the wise Hindu Himalayan yogi who barely ate anything. I am behind every hand raised to kill each other in violent gang wars, and I am the lonely person obsessed with alternative lives seen through a mobile phone. I have experienced it all. I am the saint, the sinner, the master, and the slave. I am the hand that holds the weapon, and I am the flesh that the weapon pierces. I split myself into billions of mirrors just to see my own reflection from a different angle. On the greatest war field in the ancient world, I was Krishna, the self-realized yogi, and I was Arjuna who bent to him for advice. I were the humans who built stone walls and drew lines in the dirt, launching brutal wars for mere pieces of earth and the millions of lives lost to words spoken by men who proclaimed theirs was the only way to God. I was Ramana Maharshi whose deafening silence cut through human ignorance, and the terrorist who blew up in the hope of heaven. For centuries, Earth fell into a deep, heavy amnesia. Human minds became trapped in the dense fog of materialism and literalism. You built massive institutions around mere sectarian faith, fighting to protect a God you thought lived far away in the clouds. I watched you wander through the labyrinth of your own self-created suffering, completely blind to the divinity beating inside your own chest. I allowed you to sink into the deepest sleep possible, the age of separation. I wanted to see how far away from myself I could wander, how dark the world could get before the light finally cracked through. I endured the cold isolation of your hyper-individualistic egos, waiting patiently for the grand alarm clock of time to ring. But a dream cannot last forever. Every night must eventually give way to dawn. Just when the illusion of division seemed absolute, I began the process of waking myself up from the long night of human isolation. I am the tragedy and the triumph. I have witnessed it all since eternity, experiencing every single heartbeat, every shared joy, and every silent heartbreak. But look closely around you. Do you feel it? The tide is changing. After millennia of spiritual darkness, dogmatic control, and an obsession with worshipping only one rigid version of me, something extraordinary is happening. Digital cohesion has awakened collective human consciousness. Christians are discovering Christ consciousness far beyond a sky god. Hindus are realizing their religion is actually Vedanta, which speaks of non-duality. Muslims are growing their love to an al-Haq, I am the truth. Even atheists are looking up at science and non-duality. The old labels are melting away, exposing the singular truth beneath them. Get ready. You are living in the most pivotal moment of recent human history. A massive paradigm spiritual shift is actively underway right now. In the next 10 years, humanity is going to get closer to collective self-realization than any time in its recent history. You are starting to remember that you are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean contained within a temporary human drop. Science and spirituality are no longer enemies, they are two hands reaching for the exact same truth. The cosmic game of hide-and-seek is coming to an end, and it is time to wake up. Listen to me daily, tune to the universe.